New York City is a place where history meets modernity, and its architecture tells the story of its evolution. From the iconic brownstones to the towering skyscrapers, New York's skyline is a living museum of architectural styles, reflecting the city's growth, culture, and ambition. Let's take a journey through the fascinating history of architecture in New York. The early days, Dutch and colonial influence. New York's architectural story begins in the 1600s when it was known as New Amsterdam. The Dutch settlers built simple wooden homes with steep roofs, similar to the styles seen in the Netherlands. As the city grew, colonial architecture became more prominent, influenced by British designs. Georgian-style brick homes with symmetrical layouts and decorative moldings became popular during this period, especially in neighborhoods like Lower Manhattan. 19th century, brownstones and the rise of row houses. The 19th century saw the city expand rapidly due to industrialization and immigration. During this time, brownstone row houses became a defining feature of New York's residential areas. These homes, made of sandstone, were affordable to build and had a timeless charm. You can still find these iconic brownstones in neighborhoods like Harlem, Brooklyn, and the Upper West Side. Another significant development in this era was the advent of cast iron architecture in Soho. Cast iron buildings allowed for larger windows and intricate facades, giving rise to elegant commercial structures. Today, Soho remains one of the most architecturally unique neighborhoods in the city. The skyscraper revolution, early 20th century. As New York's population and economy grew, so did its buildings. The early 20th century marked the beginning of the skyscraper era. Buildings like the Woolworth Building, completed in 1913, showcased the Gothic Revival style on a grand scale. Known as the Cathedral of Commerce, it was the tallest building in the world at the time and symbolized New York's ambition. The 1920s and 1930s brought the Art Deco movement, which defined the city's skyline with its geometric shapes, bold lines, and luxurious materials. The Chrysler Building, completed in 1930, is a perfect example of Art Deco elegance with its gleaming spire and intricate details. Shortly after, the Empire State Building, completed in 1931, became an iconic symbol of New York and held the title of the world's tallest building for decades. Post-war modernism, mid-20th century. After World War II, modernism took over the architectural scene. This period emphasized clean lines, functional designs, and new materials like steel and glass. The United Nations headquarters, completed in 1952, is a classic example of modernist architecture, symbolizing international cooperation. During this time, glass box skyscrapers like the Lever House and the Seagram Building redefined corporate architecture. Designed by Mies van der Rohe and Philip Johnson, the Seagram Building is known for its minimalist style and bronze facade, setting a standard for modern office buildings worldwide. Late 20th century, postmodernism and revival styles. By the 1980s, architects started moving away from the strict minimalism of modernism, embracing postmodern designs that blended classical elements with contemporary forms. Buildings like the AT&T Building, now the 550 Madison Avenue, brought back decorative flourishes and historical references, adding character to the city's architecture. Revival styles also became popular, with developers restoring old brownstones and warehouses, especially in neighborhoods like Tribeca and the Meatpacking District. The 21st century, sustainability and innovation. Today, New York continues to push the boundaries of architecture. Sustainability and green building practices have become a major focus, with projects like One Bryant Park, the Bank of America Tower, one of the world's most environmentally friendly skyscrapers. The High Line, an elevated park built on a former railway track, is a brilliant example of adaptive reuse, blending nature with urban life. The city is also home to some of the most innovative structures of the modern era. Hudson Yards, a new development on Manhattan's West Side, features cutting-edge architecture like the Vessel, a honeycomb-like structure designed for public interaction. Conclusion: a living museum. New York's architecture is more than just buildings. It's a reflection of the city's history, culture, and dreams. From the Dutch colonial homes of the 1600s to today's glass skyscrapers, every era has left its mark. Walking through New York is like traveling through time, where every building has a story to tell. As the city evolves, its architecture will continue to inspire and shape the future.